Nexxlegacy.
Fenty Beauty by Rihanna was created with the promise of inclusion for everyone, with an unmatched offering of shades and colors for all skin tones. You'll never look elsewhere for your beauty staples. Tonight Azure Radio is now sponsored by Fenty Beauty. Browse their foundation line, lip colors, and so much more. All you have to do is go to www.danayaazure.com. That's www.danayaazure.com. And click on the link that says Nexxlegacy Fenty.
Nexxlegacy.
There we go. Hello, hello, and welcome to Azure Radio. I have the co-founders of HERIDE, which is a ride-sharing service, which is predominantly women drivers, and it is owned by women, Black women at that. So yes, I have this phenomenal. Is it DeVynne or Devin?
DeVynne, yep.
Devin Sachs and Jill Anderson is here. Hello, ladies. How are you?
Doing pretty good. Glad to be here.
So glad to have you here. So go ahead and tell everybody what uh, her ride is and how everything got started.
Yeah, no problem. So HERIDE is a female-friendly rideshare app. So we have all women drivers on our platform. We operate out of Atlanta, Georgia. And we got started because I moved to Atlanta in 2017 and I started driving rideshare at night. And I noticed the pattern of women that would tell me that they were either canceling rides because they were waiting until they got a woman driver or they were waiting until they got recognized a woman's name. And so I just saw
Mm.
and I decided to fill it. I got my background is in computer science. I got my degree in computer science at Albany State University. DeVynne, she also attended Albany State University as well. And so we came together in 2022 and we really launched HERIDE and got it off the ground, and it's been going ever since.
That's amazing. So, what has been some of the things you've had to overcome when it comes to her ride?
So there's, I guess, a few things I was going to say. I don't know which one of us would go first, but we always say, the first thing, first and foremost, as a growing business, and primarily as, minority founders, the number one thing we're up against is trying to find innovative ways, right, to raise capital. So that's definitely one that has been, I guess, a thing that we are still constantly overcoming. However, we're able to have a successful family and friends round that we had two rounds of that really was, helped to get things going initially when we first, like Jill said, came together in 2022 to really start taking live rides. So that was super helpful and beneficial in getting things going and afloat as far as the app and functionalities are concerned. But outside of that, I think that that is something that a lot of Black and Brown founders have, in common is just trying to find individuals who are willing to support. A
Right.
lot of our counterparts don't have to struggle or ask as much as we have to, and they kind of come to the table with ideas, and those ideas are funded. However, when you
Mhm.
have proof of concept and an actual product, we're still having to figure out ways to get people to want to support even as a functional business. So that would be the number one thing I would say. But then outside of that, just kind of building customer loyalty or brand loyalty amongst individuals who have only had two options for a very long time,
Right.
especially in the Atlanta area. So how do you convince these individuals that they should give you a chance and see, that everything that it is that you're saying the app is and the service is they can experience it for themselves. So that's something else that we've had to overcome. We always say that we're not looking to come into the market to take over. However, we are looking to come in and kind of take over a subset of the market, especially for those women, in providing them a unique service that is specialized and geared towards them. Although we do provide a service for everyone, we just pay special attention to women who have expressed wanting this as an option consistently.
Absolutely.
Yes, indeed. Devin said it all. I don't have anything to add on.
So, are you guys looking to expand beyond Atlanta? And what was the other city?
For sure. We want to expand. Want to expand to every major city there is in the United States. Right now, our goal is to get 1,000 drivers doing at least 10 rides a week. That's us completing about 10,000 requests a week. Once we're doing that in Atlanta, we can take this concept on the road and go anywhere.
Absolutely. What one thing that I would love to hear about is some of the experiences that your customers have said. Like, what has been the change in the energy when it comes to using her ride versus a Lyft or Uber?
Yeah, no problem. We actually got a dope Google review the other day. I rarely check the reviews, but a guy he left a message saying that he's been using us 3 times a week over the last month to pick up his daughter from school, to take her from school and take her home. And he said it's been a huge help for him and his family. Also, he loves the fact that our price is a lot cheaper than Uber and Lyft during that time. So that was one of the highlights that stuck out to me.
Oh, that's awesome.
Hmm.
I think people don't think about when it comes to rideshare, how important it is to make sure that the customer feels comfortable, right? Because the whole reason that we stopped well, it's not for myself specifically, the whole reason I really stopped using taxis is because I was not feeling comfortable at all. I didn't like the way I was being treated. I didn't like the fact that people were trying to follow me home, like that kind of it was the whole situation. You know what I mean? So the fact that you understood that women weren't feeling comfortable in going home, they weren't feeling safe, and now you provided that safety, and the fact that that father said that you helped him to have a space where his daughter can feel safe is so important.
Thank you. We really appreciate it. That's what we really work towards. We just really work on giving people that commute and use rideshare another option, an alternative option for them to use. We cannot guarantee that we are the safest platform because we cannot predict crime before it happens. But we
Right.
do definitely take every preventative step prior to make sure that you have the most enjoyable experience on our platform. I really take pride in that, especially being a former Lyft and Uber driver. Like, I really know the system. I really understand what it's like to be in this industry.
Yes, yes. And I have Devin Sykes and Jill Anderson from HERIDE, a rideshare company in Atlanta, Georgia, are my guests here on Danaya Azure Radio. So where do you see HERIDE in the next 3 to 5 years?
I see us in the next 3 to 5 years. I see us in at least 3 to 4 other cities. I see us in at least 3 to 4 other cities. One of them being Houston. I'm interested in going out to Texas. But yeah, I see us in at least 3 to 4 other major cities outside of Georgia.
Why the focus on Houston?
I love Texas. Shout out to Beyonce. Tell her to call us.
Hey.
No, Texas is a huge state. Houston is a city where you need a car in order to get around. Really trying to
Hmm.
focus on those major cities where public transportation isn't the first option.
And I think that's important too, right? Because the whole thing about when you're moving around and you don't have a car is how do you get there? How do you get there effectively? How do you get there safely? How do you get there without spending your whole paycheck? So, that definitely makes sense for sure.
Exactly.
So what would you? I know you talked a little bit about the experience that you had at the airport when it came down to Atlanta. So how did you get over that hump?
Oh, I'll let Devin talk about that one.
Okay.
So, in regards to how we got into the airport itself, is that what you want us to cover?
Yes, because I know it was. I know
Yes.
you talked about on Instagram, kind of like it was a struggle in getting to the
Yeah,
airport.
it was. So it was a struggle. As Jillian said so eloquently, we were fighting, going back and forth at the airport because that's exactly what it felt like. It felt like a fight. We definitely put up a good one, and we ultimately got what it is that we, wanted to out of the entire process. So, it was a worthwhile fight, and I'm just super proud of our teams for advocating for ourselves. But really, what it looked like was initially we had to submit an application to even be considered. Um, I'm not sure how many people know, but Hartsfield Jackson Atlanta International Airport is the busiest airport in the world. And so when you start to look at that, you can only imagine how busy the internal teams are. So we
Right.
had to do everything within our power, from calling almost every day is what it felt like, to sending emails, to physically kind of like pulling up at the airport to say, hey, we need to speak to someone, in order to just figure out what we needed to do next, to go through the process of actually even seeing how our system, or even if our system was compatible with the system that the airport uses to allow drivers
Hmm.
onto their premises within their ride sharing area to pick up, passengers. And so that was a process in and of itself. So then a year goes by, and we're at the airport. We had the opportunity, we were kind of working on our own press release to make the announcement to the public. Was able to get in contact with someone on the communications team at the airport, who then took it a step further and said, hey, let us release the press release on your behalf, which is super amazing because they're very well connected, especially locally. And
Right.
almost instantaneously, so the moment the press release dropped, we started to receive an influx of calls from basically every local news station within the Atlanta area. And that was super amazing, not because we hadn't had local press coverage before, because we had, but we had the validation of the airport standing behind us as the first female founded, rideshare company, as well as the first, Black owned company, rideshare company, to work
Hmm.
with them and be partnered with them. So it's just amazing on all fronts to be the first on, multiple different levels. And so it was a fight, but ultimately, out of us advocating for ourselves, we actually were able to get visibility for another business that, also was coming up alongside us, kind of fighting in the same journey of having their rideshare company, gain some visibility as well too. Within the airport, there is actual signage that helps to direct traffic to the ride sharing area. And
Right.
previously, it was only Uber and Lyft names listed. And throughout this process of us communicating and trying to figure out, like, how do we get our names listed, because it wasn't marketing signage, it was strictly directional signage. We were able to get our names added, and their names were added as well too. So that just goes to, for everyone out there who's like fighting for something, kind of getting tired and ready to give up, like, just keep going, keep advocating for yourself. And in advocating for yourself, you are also advocating for someone else who may not know how to go about the process of, being seen and heard in order to get the same outcome. So we're super grateful that, we were able to win in this situation, but also another small business was too.
And that is exactly why I wanted to have you guys on today, because it takes a lot to
Hmm.
be able to go against corporations, and it takes a lot to go up against corporations in this industry, in the transportation industry, which is predominantly a male-dominated industry. But the fact that y'all were able to get that done is huge. The fact that you have been able to get the notoriety that you have has been huge. And I wanted to say thank you because I have not yet used her ride, but I definitely will the next time I'm in Atlanta for sure. Because I love the energy of both of you all. And I love the idea that you're putting women first. Because transportation is very, very difficult when it comes to when you're in a different city. Because they're trying to get over. So, you know.
That's a fact.
So, when everything is said and done, and this is from, I'll go to Jill first. What do you want your legacy to be?
That's a great question. I want, when it's all said and done, I want my legacy to be that I inspired a group of young women to start something and to attack an industry that's never been attacked before. I hope that I inspire more Black women to get into tech, and I hope that my legacy leaves a blueprint of exactly how to do that and how to do it in a successful way. I think that's what I want my legacy to be, is to leave a blueprint to others to follow in my footsteps and to do it without having to make as many mistakes as I made.
Mm, yes, yes. And then it's Devin Starks. When everything is said and done, what do you want your legacy to be?
Well, I want Heride's legacy to really be defined by its unwavering commitment to empowering women, of course, fostering an environment that promotes inclusivity, excuse me, and then also just the fact that we're revolutionizing a space, like you mentioned before, that's predominantly male dominated. It's letting, everyone else, like Jill mentioned, that's coming behind us know that it's possible. We're doing a lot here with, very little, like we mentioned before, we're pioneering gender equality. We're trying to really foster a sense of safe and supportive community, and we're really being able to offer innovative solutions in a space while also inspiring people. So I feel like, our legacy is tied to a lot. So it's very hard to narrow
Hmm.
it down to like one thing, but I definitely want to leave behind a legacy that, showcase that we really were change makers, whether we are promoted or applauded for the change, we still have the impact. So whether it's Lyft or Uber executing the things that we're trying to execute and, and make a norm within this space, we know, that we had that influence. So ultimately, that's really what I want our legacy to be.
Absolutely. Well, one thing that I can say specifically is that here at the Azure Radio, you have our full support because I absolutely love, love, love what you're doing. I'm sure I can speak for the staff and its legacy as well.
Thank you so much. Thank
Thank
you. Thank
you.
you so much.
Yeah.
Most definitely, it takes a lot to be the first and to not just be the first, but to make an impact as the first and to break the mold. And you guys have broken the glass ceiling on so many levels because, like you were saying before, not only did you get your ride share company's name have signage, somebody else was able to get theirs done as well.
That's what we're all about.
And that's what this platform is all about, having the world understand that one person can truly make a difference. I think what people don't understand is that Jill had an experience with Uber and Lyft, didn't like it, and said, you know what? I'm going to fix it and create my own. And now look, the world is talking about this company. The world is talking about her ride because of the work that her ride put in and because of what you are doing for women and young girls to keep them as safe as possible. And I thank you for that.
Nah, thank you. I just appreciate you for giving us a platform so we can tell our story.
Most definitely. So go ahead and tell everybody where they can find you, follow you, and most importantly, book you. And they can donate to support the cause.
Devin, you wanna?
Yeah, I was gonna say, so everyone can follow us at Get Her Ride on all social media platforms. That is with one R, so GETHERIDE. You can follow myself at Devin, that's DEVYNNE dot STARKS. You can also go to our website where there's also an option to donate if you should, want to do so. And that is www.heride, that's HERIDE.com. And I'll allow Jill to tell you where you can find her on social.
You can find me on social at the real Jill Gates. So Jill Gates, like Bill Gates, and then put the real in front of it. It is all spelled the way it's supposed to be spelled. And you can find me on Twitter at Jill B Gates. So that's where you can find me at.
Awesome sauce. Thank you, ladies, for coming on. I truly appreciate yourself, um, Devin and Jill, but also I appreciate all the women that you have given opportunities to be drivers, everyone that has supported all of your customers. I cannot wait to see how this amazing company expands around the world.
Thank you. I cannot wait to see your name on our pre-book list. I can't wait.
Yes, thank you so
Yes,
much.
yes, I'm here. You already know.
And to all
All
your
right,
listeners, make sure you guys download Her Ride as well. And please, please, please use this when you fly into Atlanta.
most definitely. Take care.
Thank you.
Nexxlegacy.
Hey, what's up? It's Danaya, Azure, host and producer of Danaya Azure Radio, powered by Nexxlegacy. Do you love hearing amazing interviews from independent talent, artists, entrepreneurs from all over the world? What about Nexxlegacy Honors, where we give flowers to your favorite musical icons every week, playing their music for 2 hours in the morning and 2 hours in the evening? And what about a brand new segment, TikTok Viral, where you get to hear the hottest records from the newest artists on TikTok? And you can only get that here on Danaya Azure Radio, powered by Nexxlegacy. If you like all of that for 24 hours every Thursday, I need you to do one thing for me. Go ahead and go to www.danayaazure.com and click on that support/invest tab. That's www.danayaazure.com/invest. Let's keep the party going.
Nexxlegacy.
Run wide open till the day